It's very hard to believe that something this massive can even leave the ground. The Boeing 747, which was not fully meant to be passenger aircraft, carried more people than anything else in air for decades. But behind this success was a completely different expectation. An expectation many people think wouldn't last long at all, but ended up being one of the most iconic aircraft in aviation history. The whole concept of Boeing 747 came from a period when air travel demand was increasing rapidly. In the 1960s, most of the air travel was done on Boeing 707, which used these jet engines. These engines were much safer, cheaper, and faster than regular piston engines. But the problem was its size. It just carried around 140 to 180 passengers, increasing the cost per passenger. And by that time, airlines were just not looking for speed, but to scale air travel among masses, which could be only done by increasing seating capacity. The president of Pan American World Airways, one of the biggest carrier at that time, had a vision to transform air travel from something luxury to something more widely accessible. To push his vision forward, Pan Am placed a massive order for 25 aircraft, forcing Boeing to commit to the project despite the enormous financial risks involved. Risk? Yes. At the same time, Boeing was working on another project of supersonic transport air jets, which can fly faster than the speed of sound. And SSTs were expected to be the future of aviation. At that time, no one had ever built a commercial aircraft of this size, and it was an engineering challenge for Boeing. Like, how would they even fit so many passengers? To overcome this challenge, Boeing came up with the idea of wide-body fuselage. A body so wide that it can hold multiple aisles, increasing overall seating capacity. This 747, for its massive size, needed a massive engine, so Boeing and Pratt & Whitney came with this new JT9D engine. By the way, this hump must have caught your attention by now. And there is an interesting story behind it. At that time, SSTs were expected to be the future of aviation, and for that, 747 was being designed with a secondary purpose, a cargo transportation. The cockpit was placed on the upper deck, which allowed loading cargo directly from the front, making it far more efficient for large freight. Finally, in 1970, it entered into service and became the face of long-haul travel. With a capacity of around 400 passengers, it lowered the cost per seat and opened air travel to a much wider group of people. And for the premium seating, the upper deck was taken in use. It had this onboard lounge, this bar area, and even piano area in the American airline. Apart from the luxuries, it helped in standardizing multi-class seating, enabling high-density routes like transatlantic travel. In the early 1970s, its cargo version was launched too, making it highly efficient for transporting large and heavy cargo over distances. Overall, the safety record of 747 was quite decent, apart from a few major accidents, which were linked to external factors such as human error, weather, or security incidents. It was a highly reliable aircraft. And eventually, the very thing that made 747 successful started working against it. Its actual decline began in the late 1990s, when Boeing was manufacturing its new aircraft, Boeing 777, which was powered by twin engines. This plane did the same work as before, but was highly fuel efficient, cheaper to operate, and required fewer engines. This was a massive hit for 747, as it struggled to justify its size and operating costs. At the same time, airlines began shifting towards smaller, more flexible aircraft for direct routes, instead of relying on large hub-based travel. With rising fuel prices and changing passenger demand, the 747 gradually lost its role in modern aviation, eventually being phased out from passenger service. But saying it was the fall won't fit right. After all, it cruised in air for almost 50 years, being one of the most beloved plane by passengers and pilots. And finally, in the end, it closed the loop of its backup plan. After ending its journey in passenger aviation space, it was used as a cargo transporter, and the last 747 was 8F freighter was delivered in 2023, marking an end to the production of the Boeing 747. If you made this far, please like, subscribe, and comment about the video.